Tragedy struck the Buzz household today. This is my beloved fish, Red. She's acquired a very serious fungus on her mouth. Poor thing. I don't expect her to survive. So I put her here in this bowl and added some medication, and I'll try to keep her comfortable. I don't know what else to do. It all started about 9 years ago. I bought 2 goldfish. I named the top fish Red, and to tell you the truth, I don't even remember the other fish's name. But they became the best of friends until one morning I found Red hovering over the dead body of her friend. About a month later, I decided to get Red a new friend. Again, Red grew very close to this fish. A few months later, Red became very, very sick. So I put her in a hospital bowl with medication. As these fish were inseparable, I placed Red's bowl next to the main tank so they could look at each other. Weeks passed and slowly Red got better. It was nothing short of a miracle. 2 years later, I featured these 2 fish in my first YouTube video.
That poor fish. This is so sad. Oh my God! It's saying, please help me. Hello, God. This is Dickel speaking. I know I haven't talked to you lately, but I'm not asking your help for me. I'm asking you to help this poor old fish of Buzz's. It's very sick. Please don't let it die. It's suffering. If you can do this, I promise to be a better gnome. No more whiskey, women, or gambling. Well, maybe no gambling. I will dedicate my life to the good of humanity. Just let this fish live. Take me instead if you wish. Please spare this innocent fish. She doesn't deserve to die. Thank you. Amen.
Well, welcome back everybody. This is part 2 of this Philco 84B series. Now in today's episode, we're going to concentrate on the Bakelite blocks here.
Fiddle faddle.
Plus we're going to fix the speaker. As you can see there, it's got a big hole in it.
So big.
So all this is going to get fixed today.
Good.
So let's not beat around the bush here. Let's just start off with the Bakelite blocks.
Oh dear.
I think I'll take this one off first. This is the Bakelite block that goes through the power. I believe there's like some safety caps in here. You've seen me do it many times before, but in case somebody's new, we'll go over it again.
What have I done to deserve this?
There it is. It's got a part number of 3793 AD. There's no crack on the block here. Now these are filled in with tar. And there's actually some capacitors in there, in this mess. And this stuff will melt. I don't know if it's a combination of tar and wax, but it stinks. And you don't want to get it on your clothes or your hands. It's just a mess. If I take the X-Acto knife, you can see it's soft. I used to just dig that out of there, but it's pretty messy. And I came up with a contraption I made. And let me show you that right now. Here is my Buzz Extractor to remove tar from Bakelite blocks.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, brother.
Let me show you how it's going to work. There's a hole here for the Bakelite block tar to come out in one piece. The Bakelite block is held in by the same screw that held it into the chassis.
This is silly.
We just tighten the screw.
What a piece of junk.
And what we're going to do on this, we're just going to heat up the Bakelite block on the outside, just enough to loosen it up. Now this is the first time I've used this, but I think it's going to work. But before we do that, we have to do an important first step. Let me show you. Now the leads of the capacitors that are inside here, they come up through the holes here and are soldered over here on these terminals here.
You've talked enough nonsense.
There are many girls who can thrill me and some who can kill me, but I'll just hang around. Oh, and keep acting like a clown.
Okay, we're going to take our heat gun and heat the sides up here.
Now I'm not afraid that she'll leave me, no, because she's not that kind who takes a dare. But instead I trust her implicitly. She can go where she wants to go, do what she wants to do, and I sure won't care, 'cause the object of my affection can change my complexion from white to rosy red. Oh, anytime
Let's see if we can extract that tar.
and tells me that she's mine. Oh my.
There it is.
Wow!
There it is.
So, folks, this is ridiculous.
The Buzz Extractor.
Bravo, bravo. An extraordinary performance.
Now I'm not
Let's take the block out.
leave me, now because she's not that kind who takes a dare.
There's still a little bit of tar in there.
Her implicitly, she can go where she wants to go, do what she wants to do, and
I may have heated it up a little bit too much,
to my affection, can change my complexion from
but
white to
there it is, all gone.
oh, anytime that baby holds my hand and tells me
I think the Buzz Extractor did its job well. What do you think? Well, it's time to get this speaker in order. It's going to have to be rewired. You can see the insulation has just gotten so brittle it just crumbles. Very dirty.
You dirty rat.
This all has to be cleaned up. But what I want to do now is fix this gaping hole on here. Now I've got 3 pieces that I saved. I think this piece goes here. This one goes up here. So I want to do that first. I'm going to use this speaker adhesive. So I think I'll just start here. Oops. Wrong side.
You stupid bonehead.
Oh, brother. Needless to say, this stuff is sticky.
Very thought of you, and I forget to do the little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a king. And foolish though it may seem to me, that's everything. The dear idea of you.
Now that I have these main parts glued in there, I can use this this tacky glue here and finish it up. I'm going to use that piece of the dollar bill I used when I fixed that speaker on my TV. Remember that? Since I got part of that dollar bill left, I'm just going to cut a piece and fill that missing hole there.
It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love.
Remind me not to take this up for a living. On my last series, I restored a 1935 Atwater Kent for Rich, who lives in Florida. Well, I shipped it back in 3 boxes because I didn't want it to get damaged. The shipping rates these days are quite expensive. It cost over $250 to send it 2,970 miles from Beavertown, Oregon to Ocala, Florida. Now, Rich paid for the shipping. Thanks, Rich. It arrived undamaged, thank God, and I had asked Rich to make a video of the radio after he put it back together. So here it is, this 1935 restored Atwater Kent radio. Take it away, Rich.
Hi, my name is Rich, and I am the lucky owner of the Atwater Kent radio that Buzz 1151 took the time to restore, and I am so happy to have it. We're going to give it a try now and bring it up and see what happens. Okay, here we go. The radio is turned on right now. We're getting a little bit of sound from the speakers. We're going to increase the voltage. Hi, here we are putting the Atwater Kent through its paces.
I don't understand why that issue hasn't been sent to court. I do not understand.
Keep in mind right now, we don't have a very good antenna on this thing. It's just a long piece of wire.
Not everyone left super early, right? As I say that.
The radio seems to be real sensitive. I even pulled in a few shortwave radio stations earlier.
Very happy. This is my bar mitzvah.
Again, I can't thank Buzz enough for the rebuild. I really appreciate it. And hope to see y'all again soon. Thank you.
Here's that Bakelite block. I think I'll just clean up these terminals here of the solder.
What I need's a couple of good stiff drinks.
Clean up this mess!
Hold me, honey, won't you hold me? Hold me, never let me go. Take me, honey, won't you take me? Never to forsake me, 'cause I love you so. Thrill me, let your kisses thrill me, just like you alone can do. Hold me tenderly and hold me, never try to hold me from you.
Ah, it's so good, eh?
Well, there's that filthy chassis. Now, I don't want to paint this thing. I'm just too lazy to do it. I wonder if I can get any type of a shine on this. Now, it's got some rust here. I wanted to see if I could put some Brasso on here and see what it looks like.
This is ridiculous.
We'll see if we can do anything with this.
Oh, brother.
Well, looks like that rust's got to come off. There's no easy way to do it. Got to use the old naval jelly, I guess.
Oh, no.
Damn. I was hoping to avoid this. As I've said before, it's the suckiest job in the world. I wonder if I go hide in the bushes. You think anybody else will come along and clean this for me?
Not me.
I don't know. Let's take off this transformer. See what the chassis looks like underneath that.
Take it off, right now.
That doesn't look so hot either. Okay, let's take it out. Beautiful. Next is the tuning capacitor.
And what's that?
Looks like there's 3 screws here. Next we gotta take this out. That's the electrolytic capacitor. Gotta cut the wires underneath. You can see that's just tape wrapped around there. So this has been replaced at some point. I've decided to take these cans off, so the only way to do that is to drill that rivet out.
Some men have a gift for this sort of thing. Some don't.
Take a look at this. It's like these cans are joined together.
What?
Isn't that the strangest thing you ever seen? Let's see if this comes up. Gonna have to cut these wires off the grid caps. Well, there we go. Well, the top is stripped, all ready for the navel jelly. I wrapped these two coils in some paper here just to protect them from scratches or whatever. There it is. Let's get busy.
Oh my gosh. Does that suck?
Oh, geez, Frankie, I hope you know what you're doing.
I'll tell you, this gets old fast. Okay, it's about half an hour later, and I think most of the rust is off. If it's not, I don't care. I'm done with it.
Why, you crud.
It actually wasn't as bad as I thought. A lot better than the Atwater Kent that I was working on. Well, there it is. It don't look half bad. In fact, I can probably just leave it as is and then polish it a little bit. The rust wasn't that bad. There's no serious pits in this. But I was thinking, and I was going to use spray paint, but I don't think I'm going to do that. What I think I'll try is use some of this.
What the hell is that shit?
This is a chrome paint for hobby and crafts. Let me just use some of this over here, and we'll see how it looks. This is really thin paint, and it goes on like almost like water. See? Let me just see what happens when I paint over here.
Not bad.
But until the day that one comes along, I'll string along with you.
That goes on pretty good. I'm going to continue doing the rest of it. Wish me luck.
I wish you luck.
Until the day that one comes along, I'll sing my song to you. For every little fault that you have, say I've got 3 or 4. The human little fault you do have, just to make me love you more. You may not be an angel, but still I'm sure you'll do. So until the day that one comes along, I'll string along with you.
Is it perfect? Not at all. That took less than half an hour.
Nice!
It'll do. Well, it's time to clean this tuner. I'm going to soak this in the sink, and hopefully this will come out looking good. It's got to be better than what it is, alright?
If there's one thing I hate to do, it's dishes.
Well, there's the final result. It's nice and clean, and I polished it and lubed it.
You did a whale of a job.
It's better than it was. It's nice and smooth. Here's these 3 cans. I polished these up as best I could. You can see the spot welding they did on this. Keep these together. It's time to put those back on the chassis. I'm going to have to rewire this transformer. These wires are pretty brittle. So let's take the clamshells off and take a look at it.
I'm through with love, I'll never fall again. Said adieu to love, don't ever call again. For I must have you or no one. And so I'm through with love. I've locked my heart, I'll keep my feelings there. I have stocked my heart with icy frigid air. And I mean to care for no one, because I'm through with love. Why did you lead me to think you could care? You didn't need me, for you had your share of slaves around you to hound you and swear with deep emotion, devotion to you. Goodbye to spring and all it meant to me. It can never bring the thing that used to be, for I must have you or no one. And so I'm through with love.
So we're going to do that now. We'll let that dry, and then guess what I'm going to do?
What's this?
Got any guesses?
We're gonna need red paint.
Ah, somebody out there knows. Yep, you're right. I'm going to paint this core red. Okay, got my red paint. Let the cussing begin.
You jerk!
How dare you?
You stupid fool!
Like, gagged me with a spoon.
We'll give it a couple coats, but I'll do that off camera. Well, I'm starting to put everything back together here. I need to wire up the power. Hook everything up here. And to close out the video, I like to power this up. Every time you tear something apart like this, you never know. So let's hook it up and put juice to this. Sounds like a plan to me, huh? What do you think? Well, I finished the wiring on the transformer. Plus, I did these 3 Bakelite blocks. I replaced 1 resistor. This one's a little high, but these 2 or 3 here are good. This one's a little high, but I'm going to leave those in there. So let me get this set up. Play some music, see how it sounds. Need to test that speaker too. Well, there's the speaker. After I use the tacky glue, I put on some liquid tape. Seems nice and sturdy. Let's take a look at the chassis. I think it looks pretty good. Well, there's the chassis from the rear. And there's the front. Transformer looking all nice with red paint.
You bastard!
Can't beat that. Now the only thing I haven't secured yet is these cans here. I'm going to do that later. So let me get it all hooked up and we'll fire this up. Okay, let's put some juice to this baby. The box is hot, Variac is hot. Let's turn this on. And let's just crank this up to 60 volts.
Okay, let's go.
Picks up the B plus real fast. I like that. Current draw is good. Let's go up to 90. Okay, we got some speaker activity. Just put up to about 110 here.
What I believe is unprecedented is for a member of House businesses are able to get funding for loans. This is different. This is investment money that
you don't want to let him go. This is how you keep him planting for the foreseeable future. He ain't leaving to go.
Well, that's good. You can hear some hum there. We'll be checking all that stuff out in the next episode. But here I just want to test this. Let's play a song here.
I just hope they realize that the next...
Dipsy-doodle's the thing to beware. The dipsy-doodle will get in your hair, and if it gets you, it couldn't be worse. The things you say will come out in reverse, like you love I and me love you. That's the way the dipsy-doodle works. The dipsy-doodle is easy to find. It's almost always in back of your mind. You never know it until it's too late. And then you're in such a terrible state, like the moon jumped over the cow. Hey diddle, that's the way the dipsy doodle works. When you think that you're crazy, you're the victim of the dipsy doodle. But it's not your mind that's hazy, it's your tongue that's at fault, not your noodle. You better listen and try to be good, and try to do all the things that you should. The dipsy doodle will get you someday. You'll think you're crazy, the things that you say, like rhythm got I and hot am I. That's the way the dipsy doodle works.
Well, I think that was a success. I'm very happy so far. It looks like we'll conclude this series in the next episode. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do some experiments. So if you've been enjoying these episodes, I hope you'll tune in. Until next time, this is Buzz 1151. Good night, everybody. Well, it's only been 2 days, But this fish is looking better. Now it's 5 days later, and with only half a mouth, Red is starting to eat a little bit. Another 7 days have passed, and she is slowly showing progress and eating more. Well, after 3 full weeks, I think the best medicine I can give her is to put her back in her tank with her friend. Okay, Red. Home sweet home. How this fish survived is just a miracle. I still can't believe it.
Miracles can't happen, Buzz. That's for sure.